me get Godfrey on real quick. Get Godfrey to chop it up. He's scared to go. What's up, Playboy? What's up? What's good with you, player?
What up?
What kind of wine bottles you got in there, man? Look like you got flued out with all the wine in the back. You ain't getting flued out by no white women, are you, brother? It sound like a white woman that flew you to France.
This a black. This is a black woman's collection. This is a black woman's shit.
Oh damn, man! That's a lovely background back there, man.
Oh yeah, there's some other shit there. She put all but yeah, this is black woman shit. No white girls. No white girls. Man. I don't have no white girl evidence, man. Come on, man.
Oh yeah. You got to get rid of you got to get all the Olivia Newton-John CDs out the house before the sisters come through.
All the quiet riot shit.
Oh yeah, you got to sweep up all them loose hair strands.
What's been up, man?
I'm good, man. Have you been able to do comedy, man? To perform anywhere around this time?
Yeah, man. I've done like 7 cities, dude. Houston, Dallas, St. Louis, Chicago, LA, Connecticut, Philadelphia. I was in Philly last week. DC, like 8. They're all COVID safe.
Okay.
Instead of like if you got a place that holds 300, it's going to be 150. They're going to make it half. They distance out the seats. People come in with the mask and shit. It's weird, but
yeah,
you know. And then of course we on stage, so we far away. We already distanced from everybody. We don't meet nobody after the show. We be like, everybody, good night. And, you know, meet and greets and all that shit. And we got our own separate mics, which they should have been doing in the first goddamn place. But
yeah, because
mics be stinking, man. Niggas is nasty. Niggas is nasty. Be smell like booty, dude. The next motherfucker get off, like, give it up for that nigga. God damn. So yeah, I've been, you know, we've been getting lucky. I don't know. I know the second phase is coming. I don't know what the fuck's about to happen. But yeah, man, I've been fortunate to get in some shows, man. Word up. Like, woo.
Now, have they offered you a Netflix special yet?
Listen,
bruh, you need a fucking Netflix special. I don't know what the fuck Netflix. You should have been had a Netflix.
And you know what's real fucked up is I know the dude that runs the comedy, and this nigga he's a dude from Montreal. Okay. And I used to do Montreal Comedy Festival every year. Know him. Then he moved. He said, "Man, I got a job at Netflix. I'm like head of the comedy." I said, "Word, yo, that's dope." Known this motherfucker 15 years. He gets to LA and flips on a bunch of us. Just kind of skips us, man. Like some weird. You know what I mean? It was weird. Yeah. So everybody's saying the same thing. But what's cool is I'm doing Tiffany's Haddish's second season of They Ready. So it's all good.
Oh, that's cool. Shout out to Tiffany. I love Tiffany.
Tiffany Haddish hooked me to, she hooked me up, Dean Edwards, Tony Woods, and some other ladies on there. So it's going to be, we got our foot in the door. Tiffany was like, no. She goes, I already know you deserve, you need to get on my shit. Fuck that. Yeah. Get on my shit. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do that. Let me just do that. So we shot it some weeks ago in LA. So it's coming out next year.
Okay. What do you think about a lot of the very new comics coming up now? What do you think is different about some of the new comics that's coming up, really coming up off of social media? Because we're seeing that now.
Okay, now, if people don't understand that comedy is a goddamn craft, a lot of these Instagram motherfuckers there's a few Instagram dudes that are actually taking the craft seriously. Right. Some girls, but a lot of these motherfuckers really think that a 60-second sketch is the same as being on stage for 60 minutes. Mm-hmm. It is a time continuum. They got it fucked up. But I go, hey man, good luck with that hour you're supposed to do it live. Good luck with that. Because I hope you can edit that shit. Because they're not watching you do sketches, bro. Comedy is so motherfucking hard, dude. And I'm a funny dude, and I can do it well. But guess what? It took me 20 years to do it really. It's Dave Chappelle, 30. Dave Chappelle's been doing it 30-something years. Chris Rock, 30-something years. Louis C.K., 30-something. You know what I'm saying? Well, before Bill Cosby was in jail, 50 years. It takes, it's a real craft. And it's not me hating. I hate when motherfuckers say hating. I go, it's no different than, look at Busta Rhymes' new album. That shit is fire as fuck. Have you seen his new album? But look how long Busta's been doing this shit. Look how long Nas's King Disease. Look how long they've been doing this shit. This is a craft, bro. Like, it's a real craft, man. And you know, all I'm around is musicians. I'm around theater, motherfucker. I'm around niggas and that work the craft. And so I'm not mad at the Instagram people hustling. I ain't mad at none of that shit because I actually learned from a lot of those cats. I did stuff with them and I learned the technology. I learned so there's stuff I've learned from them. But I tell them, the ones that want to take it serious, I said, yo, this shit is a craft. Do not get it fucked up. Do not think that your sketch is the same as going on stage. I'm trying to tell y'all, you ain't listening. And they're getting, a lot of them are getting body blows. They're getting whoop, pop, pop, because then they go and hire, they go on stage with some real comedians that go up and open up the show and give them a hot 30 minutes. They be getting sunned by a bunch of real comics, and then they go up there like, any questions? What the fuck you mean questions? A lot of them do Q&As to hide. They'll do a Q&A. Motherfuckers will be like, I got a question, do some jokes. When are you gonna get them going, motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. But if they're not, they're thinking it's a quick fix. Because here's the problem with a lot of these Instagram stars. They got like 4 or 5 million hits. They're selling out. They're selling out. But it's not gonna last long because you know what's fucked up? It's like you got to come back to that city. They're gonna be like, oh man, and then as you haven't developed because your popularity is outdoing your craft work. The craft work is a slow process, but the hype is so fast. They're gonna be like, come back, and then you're gonna come back, and I guarantee you. Cleveland, Baltimore, I know some cities that will, yes, you will hit that wall. And niggas will be like this, yo, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've seen some of these Instagram comedians get up on stage and just get booed. I mean, they do like 3 minutes and people are literally booing them. I'm like, oh damn.
Because they'll do their little shit on like, let's say they're known for saying something. Like, let's say I'm an Instagram star and I'm known, I go, booga, booga, bigga, booga, right? Let's say I'm that guy. I'm the booga, bigga, booga, motherfucker, right? And then I get on stage, right? Everybody's clapping, woo, because they see me. And I'm like, what do I say? Everyone goes, booga, bigga, bigga, booga. I was right. That's right. And I'll do it one more time. What is it? Now it's like, all right, nigga, all right, enough. Booga, booga. Okay, like, give us an act. Give us an act. And what if the lights are out on the audience and you can't like talk about niggas? That they think that's comedy too.
Yeah, roasting everybody for like
and not everybody knows how to roast. Okay? Yeah. Not everybody knows how to roast. That is a skill. That is a skill. Can you like D.L. Hughley can roast niggas for an hour.
Yeah.
He can literally go like this. Say, what's up, brother? How you doing? And for an hour with no problem. That is a craft, bro. That's not some shit you just they think that. You know what I mean? Yeah. What if you got a mixed audience? It's just white, it's a mixed audience, and they're like, and they're not booing you. They're just quiet. That's the worst. When they don't laugh and they just let you talk.
And don't boo.
And don't boo.
When they boo, you can just go and get up.
And you can hear them sipping on shit like you see the motherfucker swallow the water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I try to tell the ones that are serious about it, like, I'm trying to tell you, even the guys like and the women that have been doing comedy a long time, there's times where we do shows where it's kind of tough, but we know how to work our way through it.
Yeah.
But I go, man, there's some, and somebody just named somebody. There's some people that have been getting body blowed like a motherfucker. People are walking out on their shows, leaving their shows because they thought, and these are some of the ones that have been talking shit about the old school comics. I go, my friend, let me tell you what an old school comic is when they've been doing it about 40, 50 years. A seasoned comic, 20 years. We at our prime, partner. So You know what I'm saying? When you doing 20, 25 years, no, I'm at my prime. Fuck what you talking about. You ain't gonna be brilliant in 5 years. Nobody's brilliant in 5 years. You can have potential and go, yo, that motherfucker's funny. That motherfucker's funny. But brilliance don't come. It comes over years, bro. Like, I remember hanging out with Seinfeld, and I was in my 9th, 10th year. I was about to start headlining. You know, I put my 10,000 hours in. Yeah. And Seinfeld was sitting with me. He said, yeah, man, I saw you on stage. You're really funny. I said, how long you been doing this shit? And I thought I was the shit. I was like, yeah, man, about 9, 10 years. He goes, okay, you're a 9-year-old, so you're in grade school.
Oh, damn.
No, he told me he gave me some real advice. He said, you're in grade school, so you're a 9-year-old in comedy. Whatever your year is in comedy, that's your age. I said, man, my man, that was the greatest advice I've almost ever, that was the best. And that, because it keeps you in your place. You know? It keeps you in your spot. And it's a perfect analogy because it is like that. A 5-year comic is different than a 7-year comic, different than a 9-year comic, different than a 15-year comic. And if you think about it as far as age, think about a 5-year-old. A 5-year-old can speak English. Not that great, but pretty good. A 7-year-old speaks better than a 5-year-old. A 10-year-old speaks way better than a 5 and a 7. A 15, right? It's a perfect analogy. That was one of the best advice that Seinfeld gave me.
Do you personally tailor your comedy to different audiences, like the white audience and the black audience?
Oh yeah, it's nothing. No, I just came back.
A lot of folks can't make that transition.
Hell no. And that's the thing. I tell people, think globally, man. Malcolm X always said, don't just think locally, think nationally and internationally. Yeah. It don't matter who's in the audience for me. I'll destroy it because I'm a global dude. I've always been a very different comedian too. I did the black comedy shit. You know, I came up in Chicago. You see, Bernie Mac's room. I did Bernie Mac's club. It was Bernie, me, Dion Cole, Bernie, Corey Holcomb. It was all the Chicago motherfuckers. You know what I mean? It was D. Ray Davis. It was all of us at the Cotton Club.
I love D. Ray. D. Ray's good at roasting too.
Well, D. and Corey Holcomb too. Yeah. Woo! And you know, Corey, I grew up with Corey. Well, I know Corey since I was 15 years old. So Corey was always a roasting motherfucker, you know?
That's my nigga.
And so I brought Corey to amateur night, forced him to go on stage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, I forced him. I said, no, you too damn funny. You too fucked up and dark. That needs to be crafted out. And Corey, been doing it for 20. Now you look at him, he's like a whole nother, he's a fucking animal on stage. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it didn't matter to me because one thing Bernie respected about me was like, he said, the one thing I like about you, Godfrey, he said, I remember he used to be like this, man, motherfucker, you don't have to change your act. Motherfucker do white, you do black, you motherfucker do anything, you know? You can do the same motherfucking joke here as you could do over there. You know, because I was doing both. I was doing black shit and I was doing mainstream. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to make sure I'm gonna do my black shit, make sure I'm funny, because I want to be black approved funny first. You feel me? But as long as there's bodies in the room, I don't give a fuck. My shit's global. I can talk about anything. It don't matter to me. It could be all Muslim. I was in Saudi Arabia and destroyed that bitch in Saudi Arabia. If you can speak English, I'm about to wreck the fucking room. If you can speak English, it's over.
You know, is it true that sometimes the comedian doesn't have to focus on being funny? They can just focus on being interesting. I think Dave Chappelle said something to that effect.
Bernie Mac told me that shit. Bernie Mac used to tell me, and Bernie, you know, Bernie was a destroyer. So
yes, he was.
But Bernie used to be like, let me tell you something, man. 50% of the shit is being interesting. I remember that shit. He said it's 50% of it is them wanting to just be in the fucking room with you. Because, you know, there's some comedians you watch, you go, why do they like this motherfucker? He's not that or she's not that. There's just some people, like, you know, Kevin Smith, the director, the comic book men dude?
Yeah.
He's always in his hockey jersey. And, you know, so he was doing some concerts and he was selling out. He wasn't really doing comedy. I was watching it on HBO. And I was like, what the fuck? Is he doing comedy? Because I was like this, man, what the fuck is he doing? You know, that's what's it, Silent Bob and all
Right,
that.
right.
So I was in Tampa Bay. I was doing a Tampa Improv, and so the driver's taking me to the hotel, and it's a Wednesday. I said, "Yo, who's at the club tonight?" Because I had to perform the next night. He goes, "Oh, that Kevin Smith is there." I said, "Kevin Smith, the director, motherfucker?" He goes, "Yes, it's packed. It's like sold out." I said, "I watched that motherfucker on HBO. I gotta see what the fuck this dude's doing." So I said, "Take me to the club." So I went up and I sat in the back. It was packed with all nerds, nerdy motherfuckers, comic book people. And so I said, "Man, let me see what's the big deal about this motherfucker." When I tell you, he talked for first of all, he can talk forever. He was up there 3.5 hours. And I was like this the whole time. He was one of the most interesting dudes. He was just amazing to be around. Like, he was so humble and gave great advice to people. And I got it. I said, sometimes it's not about, there's people who are funny as fuck, but you don't want to really be around them though. You're like,
And I saw Kevin Smith, he was doing a lecture, just like you said.
Lecture, right.
He was talking about Prince and how he met Prince, and he was directing some kind of documentary for Prince. And it was just completely fascinating. And
fascinating.
Every word, yeah.
He was fascinating, man. And a lot of times that is 50% of it. Do people want to be around you? What kind of energy do you have? That's why when you see a lot of talented people that aren't making it, a lot of times it's them. A lot of times it can be that people don't want to fuck with you. They don't. I hope I'm not like that, but some people don't want to be around that shit. But that's what makes sometimes you're born with that person just has it, where they're just interesting motherfuckers. You know that. Like with different leaders from Malcolm X. Malcolm X was an interesting dude. You know what I mean? Even Al Sharpton is fucking as much as, but Al's kind of interesting. Like, you listen to the guy, you go, I kind of watch the guy. I kind of like him, but sometimes you're like, but something about that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
You know who's like that? Jesse Lee Peterson is like that. The Coon?
Yes, the Coon.
Jesse Lee. Even though he's a despicable coon, he's so interesting. He's
so interesting. Did you do his show?
Yes, I've done his show before. He's hilarious.
Because he goes like this. No, black people ain't shit. Yeah, come on,
straight face.
And he's like, no. And it's I gotta give him credit. He goes, whatever. I'm not mad at somebody who speaks their own truth. That's your truth, fine. He sticks with it. He don't give a.
And people think it's an act. This is one thing. People think that's an act. That's really not an act.
No,
Jesse Lee Peterson has been to my house. He's been here to my house, and because we were filming, and he was like, "This is off camera." He's like, "You have a very nice house, Nasheed." I said, "Thank you very much." He said, "If black folks weren't so lazy, they could have." God damn.
He's an interesting, like Candace Owens, the other coon.
Yeah.
Like, that bitch is interesting. I mean, she's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I sit there and watch her. Now she's pregnant with white genes in her now. And, yeah. And she's so proud to be so just filled up by white man's cum. So she's just bloated with fucking sellout juice. Yeah. And so I was like, but she's interesting as fuck though. Like, she's an interesting person. Like, she's just interesting. I fucking can't stand that bitch, but I gotta watch her. I watch what she says. It's not everybody has that.
No doubt. Now, who's your favorite comics? Who do you like? Who do you like watching?
I love watching Earthquake. I love watching Corey. Yeah. I liked Mike Epps back in the day. I watched the old school Mike Epps. Yeah. He hasn't done a lot. It's because he's acting a lot. But Mike Epps, I like Louis C.K. I like Dave Attell. Dave Attell. I like a lot of guys and girls that are under. I love Marina Franklin. I like watching Kathleen Madigan. I like watching, what's his name? Oh, God. Oh, my God. I just fucking, Brian Regan. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. He's hilarious.
Brian Regan.
He's hilarious.
Son. Yeah. Woo, that white boy is funny as fuck, yo. Brian Regan fucks me up. Sinbad. Sinbad.
Yeah.
Sinbad was like, and Sinbad's recovering from his stroke.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
thank God, because I was just with him on Afro Comic Con. Have you ever heard Afro Comic Con?
I haven't heard of that.
Well, they kind of, it's been only like about 4 years, but they did Afro Comic Con in October online, and this white lady and this black dude like kind of created it. They're trying to build it up, you know.
Okay.
You know, for black illustrators. But and I was on it with Sinbad, and his son is an illustrator, comic book dude.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so yeah, man. So
you know who I like? I like Samore, the comic Samore.
Samore's dope.
I think she's very underrated.
Very Samore is underrated, and I loved Monique when she was in her prime. I loved watching Monique. Monique, funny as fuck. So there's a lot of people, but those are my favorites. As far as old school, I love watching Paul Mooney, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Woo,
Yeah.
I watch his videos. Oh, you niggas, I told you niggas. I told you niggas. You niggas didn't listen. You got your nigga wake up call. I told you niggas. All you coon ass niggas. Look at you niggas. You just want some goddamn pancakes. I mean,
have you ever worked with Cat Williams?
No, I know Cat, but I've never worked with him. Cat, another one. I love watching Cat Williams. As far as old school, George Carlin and Pryor, man, Carlin and Pryor and Mooney, woof, all day.
When you first started doing comedy, what made you go on stage for the first time? How did you get on stage for the first time?
Let me tell you, I got on stage. Tommy Davidson came to my college.
What city was this?
Shout out to University of Illinois, Chicago, because I went away for college, which is only 2.5 hours away. And Tommy did, because in college, you know, I wasn't thinking about comedy till like my 3rd year in college. I was like, man, because you know, in college, you start becoming this free thinker. I was militant. I was going to see Farrakhan at the mosque in Chicago. I've been to Savior's Day. So I was just, you know, I'm at a really white university, so all the black students are together hanging out. Out of 45,000 students, there are 800 black students when I was going there. Yeah. So we all stuck together, the black fraternities and sororities. We went to our own parties. And then we had an African American Culture Center, learning, reading books, you know, Destruction of Black Civilization, Stolen Legacy, ISIS paper. We brought Francis Cress Welsing to our school. We brought, I met Naeem Akbar, breaking the chains of psychological slavery from Florida State when he was a clinical psychologist. I got him. I got Eleanor Holmes Norton, we brought to our school. Kwame Ture, we brought to our school. We were bringing in Sister Soldier came to our, everybody. So from that, you're gaining all this knowledge of self. Plus, I was, you know, in the cafeteria in college, everybody's talking shit, holding court. So there was one day I said, you know what I'm thinking about? I was a pre-med psych major, by the way. So I'm like, man, I'm thinking about doing this comedy shit, yo. Tommy Davidson had come through and destroyed it. I said, I think I want to. And Tommy Davidson hung out with me and my boys on campus. We showed him around, right? I said, man, I'm thinking about this. So I had an ex-girlfriend. That was a girl I was dating, and I had a rebound chick that literally, I mean, I have to bring her up. Her name is Toya Dixon. She was right. She would write, because she was a writer. So she would write everything I would say in the cafeteria. I would just be riffing about shit. Jokes, holding court. And then she would write that shit down. And then the next day, I'd be like, yo, what is all this shit? She goes, all that shit she was talking, you keep talking about doing comedy. When we go back to Chicago for break, you need to go to an open mic or something. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to try that shit. You know what I mean? And so from there, when I got back to Chicago, I started finding open mics. But the funny thing is I was in a comedy team first with another dude. Because I was like, hey, why don't we try a comedy team? They haven't seen a black comedy team in a long time. So we did that for about a year. And here's what's hilarious. I was tired of the comedy team because the cat I was with was drinking, smoking. He was forgetting his lines. And I'm writing up. I said, you can't be doing that. You can't fuck up the show and then you got to split money with me, dude. You know? And so, you know who? The motherfucker that inspired me to quit the duo? Steve Harvey.
Oh, damn.
Because Steve Harvey was coming to Chicago, you know, as a regular headliner. This is before he got famous. But he was big in the black comedy circuit.
Yes, he was on the Chitlin circuit. Yes,
right.
He was.
And so Steve was like, I was in the hallway. It was a comedy club called All Jokes Aside. It was the #1 black comedy club in the country. Not a black night and a white establishment. It was all black owned, period. So I'm in the hallway of that comedy club, mad as fuck, and Steve Harvey's in the hallway, and he's like, yo, what's the matter? What's the matter? I say, yo, my man, he's fucking up our show. He's drinking smoke. He said, he's like, how much you getting for this show? And we're just starting. So he's like, we getting about $100. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. He goes, are you tired of splitting that money? I said, yeah. He said, cut his ass. And he walked off. And he said, I'll see you later, soldier. I said, I'm cutting his ass. And that was when I started doing my solo shit. I started doing my solo shit. I started running to Bernie Mac and George Wilborn, who's, Damon Williams?
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Damon Williams, George Wilborn is his cousin. George Wilborn was a house MC. He was running Chicago as far as Chicago. You had to go through George Wilborn. That's my big brother. You had to go through. Evan Lionel?
I don't know him.
Evan Lionel lives out in L.A. Are you in L.A.?
I'm in L.A., yeah.
Evan Lionel lives in L.A., and he's one of the pioneers to black comedy in Chicago. A lot of people do not give Evan Lionel his props. He's been in comedy for 30-something years. He actually housed Bernie Mac when he didn't have a place to stay.
Oh, damn.
And they fell out and didn't get to reconcile before. It's fucked up. But Evan Lionel literally put money in our pocket first. Like, you look up Evan Lionel, it's E-L, look up Evan Lionel. And so I just started getting in the groove, you know what I mean? And then TK Kirkland, okay, T to the motherfucking K. Yes. I started doing shows with him in Chicago. TK goes, Godfrey, New York City, because you got potential, boom. All right, me and TK are friends. TK gets me my first manager.
Wow.
Oh, that's real. When TK's talking, he's telling the truth. It sounds like he's bullshitting, but he's not.
But TK is like the Forrest Gump of this shit. TK's been around forever, nigga.
He's in NWA videos. Oh, you see him.
I used to see him with Easy all the time. Yeah.
Word. TK brought me out to New York. I started coming out to New York, testing out the circuit. That's when I met Tracy Morgan, Dave Chappelle. I met all the motherfuckers. Everybody was in New York City. I was like, what? Oh, shit. I was doing shows in Brooklyn, in Jersey. I was with Bill Bellamy. I was doing all kind of shit. So that TK started that. He started me coming to the East Coast. Started coming to New York. He said, you got to start coming to New York, man. He's like, you're going to have to leave Chicago. You got to come to New York. I was like, okay, boom. And I finally transitioned to New York. And then from there, that's when everything started.
When did you first do Def Comedy Jam?
I never did it.
Really?
I know.
Wow.
I was talking to Kid Capri at the beginning of the year. So we talking. He's like, yo, God, what's up? I said, yo. He goes, yo, man, when did you do Def Jam? I said, I never did. He goes, no, hell, you never did that. I said, no. The guy that ran Def Jam never chose me. And that motherfucker had me auditioning at the most ghetto rooms, and I still murdered them shit. He never picked me. He didn't pick me when I was in a comedy team, because I remember we auditioned as a comedy team. We murdered. He didn't pick me. I went solo. He never chose me. Ever, that motherfucker never chose me. Everybody else did Def Jam. Deion Cole did it.
Yeah.
Corey Holcomb did it. Except me. He picked everybody but me.
Everybody assumes you did it because you came up with that crew, those crew of folks.
Right. He skipped me. The only thing that dude, I'm not going to call his name out, Bob Sumner. I'm not going to call his name out. But the only thing he would do with me is just talk about some bitchy fuck. Like I was some fucking grade schooler. I go, who brags about fucking bitches, dude? Like, I guess maybe that's some New York shit. I'm Chicago, nigga. We don't do that shit. You fuck, you're a man. You're supposed to fuck. You're a man. We all fuck. But he would never, ever choose me for that. And until this day, he'll be like asking me to do shit on his show. I go, no, I'm good, man. You didn't put me on Def Jam. And Def Jam meant a lot to us. Who didn't want to be on Def Jam? It's like trying to get on SNL. If you go, I wish I could get on In Living Color SNL. But you played me to the left, and then you expect me like to get on your other shit, I'm like, the Def Jam days were the days I wanted to get put on. Fuck the days now. I do my own shit. So I never ever got on Def Comedy Jam. I did Comic View 4 times.
Yeah.
I murdered that shit. I did Comic View 4 times. And I did, I had Showtime special, Comedy Central special. I had a half-hour Comedy Central special, and Showtime special. So I have stuff under my belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my path has always been different. And I remember one time he told me, I go, Hucky, you never chose me for. He said, man, because you ain't ghetto enough. He goes, you ain't ghetto. I go, I'm not from the ghetto, bro. But my parents weren't rich. And I said, Bob, check this out. My parents are from Nigeria. Your poverty doesn't even equal what the fuck is in Africa, partner. So if you want to talk about ghetto, you want to talk about ghetto? My parents are a small village in Nigeria, and I was there. You want to see poverty? So what are you talking about? And half the motherfuckers that was on Def Jam ain't from the ghetto either.
Ghetto, exactly.
They were all Caribbean. Names are Clarence and Thomas the Third and all kind. My parents were just blue collar. My father was an educator. My mother was a nurse. Chicago. We had a decent, regular middle class, low middle class. Not, we got what we wanted. My sister, my brother, we all went to school. But he said, you're not from the ghetto. I said, Dave Chappelle wasn't from the ghetto at all. His parents were educators, PhDs. I said, I was funny. I'm funny. It don't matter where you from. There's a lot of ghetto dudes that ain't funny. A lot of ghetto women that ain't funny. But they think if they yell and talk about fucking all day, not everybody's going to laugh at that shit. You're not good at it. Cat Williams is good at talking about pussy. TK Kirkland's good at talking about pussy. Fucking Earthquake there's people who are experts in it. It's still a craft. I don't care if you're talking about fucking a goat. If you don't have the craft to make that funny, the shit ain't funny. Period. You know what I mean?
And there was a period where a lot of black comics were doing the loud, gratuitous profanity type of comedy. Hey, all these bitches out here, I got my dick sucked on Thursday. You ever had your dick sucked on Thursday? Right before you. That was the thing for me.
Yo, it's the truth. Because and black people literally would laugh from habit. It wasn't really because a lot of black folks, let's say you come up on stage and I start talking about libraries and I have some funny jokes on libraries. Some black people will be like this, man, that's corny. I go, but dude, you've been to a library though. But you too cool. Sometimes they laugh to fit in. He talked about fucking. I'm like, was it really that funny? I mean, was it really that funny? But I did a library joke that was fantastic, and you didn't laugh because you didn't want to look like you was corny, which is fucking weird. Because I'm like, I always challenge black folks because we are intelligent as fuck. And you got to understand, my friends are all college grads, all black. I got doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineer friends, all black. So fuck you. You've been to a library, motherfucker. You've been there. And so I'm going to do a library joke because you've been there. I'm going to talk about this because you've been there. And as much as black people say, we're not a monolith, but how come you laugh like one? How come you laugh like one? How come when you see a brother or sister that's coming up with some different shit, all of a sudden, and then another thing about comedy is that black people will judge your blackness within those 20 minutes or that half hour that they put you in a box. They don't keep their mind. These are the black people that's talking about, yeah, we need to stick together and we come from kings and queens. And then there's a brother or sister that comes up with some real innovative shit. And now you booing them because they corny. Because they're not in that black box that they're not talking about. We were so poor that they're not talking about fucking. And if your man, but someone else is talking about space travel. Like, man, I'm not going to space. It's like, yeah, black people go to space. Black people are aeronautical engineers. What's wrong with doing a space joke?
Yeah.
You know what space is. You live on the planet Earth, you know? So a lot of times, the black chitlin circuit didn't let you grow. There were a lot of brothers and sisters that were really smart and were afraid to do smart shit because and I was never afraid. Yo, I came to New York, the only Chicago motherfucker for 10 years, and I would get on stage going on purpose. You know, everybody be like this, yo, what's up? yo, what's up? I'd be like this. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? And they'd be like this, boo. And then they see my skill, and I would shit on niggas. And I'd be like this. Don't fuck with me, dude. I'll give you that Chicago shit real quick. But I would purposely be as articulate as I could. I'd be like this. How you guys doing? Great. All right. But I was funny. Yes. And I would trick you. And then people would judge my blackness from there. Oh, you think you white? I go, I'm Nigerian, dude. I think I beat you. I'm Nigerian. I'm 100% Nigerian. What's your last name? So let's not go there because I know you couldn't help your last name being that. Now, if we get historical, I'm going to have you tiptoeing out this club. And everybody show me respect. I go, so let's not judge blackness by a fucking cadence, dude. Huh? Let's not judge blackness by a goddamn what's up. Fuck is wrong with you? I ain't the one, but I got my respect, though, because niggas knew. They was like, oh, here comes the Chicago dude. I said, yep, and we were playing the Knicks. Remember when the Knicks and the Bulls were battling? Did you see Last Dance? I was in Chicago when we were battling, and I was doing comedy at the same time during the fucking playoffs. I'm wearing Michael Jordan shit to all my shows in New York. They hated me. They were like this, man, fuck you and Michael Jordan. I said, but we're winning.
A lot of comedians, man, you guys pretty competitive behind the scenes? Because I see a lot of stuff going on with comics behind the scenes.
There's a lot of competitiveness, but it's not good. It's I think I'm kind of ashamed of my era, even though I think we had the best era as far as comedy. We had the best era. Fuck what you heard. The 90s and the
90s, that Def Jam 90s comic view era.
Martin Lawrence. We had the best. No one could fuck with our shit. But as far as helping each other out, this is just me. As far as helping each other out, we are fucking pathetic. And our competition is more of insecurity and not letting another motherfucker shine. And I'm not naming anybody. There's some people to help, but we're terrible at it. The one thing I give credit to with the millennial motherfuckers, these Instagram, and I've done stuff with King Batch, with D Storm, with all of these. Man, they share. They work with each other. My boy Alfonso, my boy Clarity, Rennie, all of them share. They share. They love to let each other shine and eat. Yo, I got numbers. You get numbers. But if we were the Instagram people with our attitudes, nobody would give anybody anything. And I don't know every comic, but our era, nah, it was competition where to our detriment, where motherfuckers didn't want to see you shine. You know, it was too much jealousy, you know? And I was like, that's a shame because I always like to help my friends. I'd be like, yeah, man, I don't give a fuck. Do your thing.
You know, I think the era right a little bit before that 90s boom, they helped a lot. The Eddie Murphys, he helped a lot of people.
Hell yeah. Eddie
Robert
Murphy.
Townsend.
Yep.
Keenan.
Yep.
Even, I would say Martin to a certain degree.
Martin helped. Yeah, and there was a lot of people that were helped and didn't pay it forward, though. Didn't pay it forward. There's some comics that I know. Shoot, I know some people I helped out on some, like, that slept on my couch, and they acted like they didn't know me. I was like, really? You was raised like that? Okay. I mean, you was really raised like that? That's your spirit? That's fucked up. Because if someone let me, man, I remember, man, I never forget anybody. If there was a motherfucker that gave me free donuts when I was struggling, I'll remember that motherfucker. I go, yo, that's my man. He used to give me donuts I don't forget anything. That's just not that's not my disposition. I'm not built like that. I'm not built as a fuck boy. I'm not built like no fuck boy. I can't do no shit like that. That's real. That's some evil shit. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's some real fucking evil shit. You can sleep and wake up a bitch nigga. You can wake up a bitch nigga every day. That's amazing to me. Like, you literally eat breakfast as a bitch nigga. You go to the gym as a bitch nigga. You a bitch nigga all the time. That's amazing to me. Like, let me atone. Let me stop being a bitch nigga. I gotta stop being a bitch nigga. God damn. I can't listen to The Minister, listen to Ali, listen to James Baldwin. These are people I listen to on a regular and be a bitch. I can't. I can't be a bitch nigga. I can't listen to these guys. I can't. It's possible.
Now, how did you learn? How did you get the cadence of Terry Crews? You're the only person I know who does Terry Crews. And how did you get the cadence of Terry fucking Crews? That shit is hilarious. How did you get
Listen,
that?
Man, I was just watching him, and I know Terry.
Yeah.
You know how I met Terry?
Yeah.
T.K. Kirkland.
Oh, wow.
I met Terry Crews in front of the Improv on Black Night about in 2000, when Terry Crews was digging ditches and didn't have a job.
Oh, wow.
When he was a big motherfucker, was like, man, I'm just trying to get it. You know, this is before the movies, before any of that. It was T.K. Kirkland introduced me to Terry Crews in front of the Improv on Melrose. And I got Terry Crews. I was just watching him on those interviews, those ridiculous interviews. And I just was just like, we have to be careful about what we're doing. I mean, my wife, we get discriminated against black people. Well, that's a bad example. I just was listening to him, and I tried to tone my, because your voice is like an instrument, and you try to tune it in a certain way. It's like when I do Trump, I was just watching Trump, and I said, okay, his mouth is very, so, oh, you people are great. Who cares? I don't care. I got, you people really, Jim? Let's be real. Really, Joe? Are we talking serious, Joe? So I was like, it's just something you're gifted with. I mean, I'm sure you got gifts too. You're something you're gifted with. You can just do it. It's not, people say, how do you do it? I just do it. I don't really, Alex Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I can do Alex Jones. Listen, people, I don't care. It's not a conspiracy. This is Alex Jones. I can do him.
Yeah.
I was listening to him. I said, that's in my range. I think I can do him. Bang. Yeah. I did him. You know what I'm saying? I was doing Johnny Carson when I was an amateur. And and I was just doing it because if I had a white audience of old motherfuckers, I was like, oh, I'm going to do Johnny Carson. They're going to get fucked up when I do this. And so I would do Johnny Carson. I'd be like, wow, good stuff. I did not know that. Wow, good stuff. Them white folks were like, oh my God, how do you do that? Yeah. And I really want to give credit to my mom. Rest in peace. My mom, my parents are both gone, but my mom was a very big television person. I mean, we watched everything. There was nothing I didn't see. My mother was a big old movie person, like, James Cagney, all the white shit, James Cagney, Marlena Dietrich, Greta Garbo. My mother was an expert in movies, all that, and she loved comedy. So she kind of peripherally raised me to be a comedian because I was so well knowledge in Hollywood shit. And just, I love Don Knotts, Lucille Ball. So all of that was in my repertoire, and I could always imitate. I was imitating Muhammad Ali at 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I would do Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali for my uncles when they would come from Nigeria. You get relatives from Nigeria, and they say, do Muhammad Ali, do it for us, do it. And so I'd be like, I told you I'm fast. I'm pretty. I shook up the world. I'm the greatest. I told you Joe Frazier's too ugly. Did you see his face? He's a gorilla. I told you, man. I told you I'm knocking everybody out. I'm knocking out all bums. 5 years old, I was doing that. But I didn't think I was going to be a comedian at all. That was just, I could always do that with my voice. My brother's not too bad either. My brother, he doesn't give a fuck about comedy like that, but he can change his voice up too, which is crazy.
A lot of times what you do, a lot of comedians will find a particular quirk about a person and almost exaggerate the quirk to a certain degree.
That's why I exaggerate Steve Harvey. Yeah. Woo, Yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, man, what the hell? Yeah. Yo, I'm from Cleveland, y'all. I've been blessed. I'm telling you, I was blessed, because God done put it in my pocket. Your ass can't just be sitting around. So yeah, and the exaggeration is what makes it funny. Like when I do the mustache, I have a ridiculous. It's not even Steve Harvey's mustache, but it's so dumb. But it's like people go, yeah, that is his mustache. But no, it's like what? And it is shiny. It's a shiny rug, and it's funny because it's so big. But that's the beauty of comedy is the exaggeration. It's the exact, but that's what comes with comedy is the exaggeration. When someone's telling a story and they exaggerate,
Yeah. I do that with Roland Martin because Roland Martin has a little stutter.
Oh, You know, I can do rolling, right?
Oh, let me listen. Kamala Harris with the Congressional Black Caucus. I was at the Congressional.
Why you sound like Porky Pig?
That's how we sound. I'm having the blue. We're gonna vote for Biden. We're gonna bring the noise. We're gonna bring So it's always it's a cross between Porky Pig.
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
Roland Martin does this because I've been online with Roland for 3-4 hours. But Roland will be like this. This is Roland Martin. He'll look at the comments, right? And I'll be talking to him about something. He's like, Godfrey, hold on. Andre _235. See, these Negroes here. I remember back in 1985, I was the first black journalist to come. If y'all dumb Negroes don't understand, yeah, I am an alpha 5 alpha. I don't think you know about that's Roland. Roland will have 20 compliments, but will focus on that one.
The like one negative.
Oh hell! Hold on. Oh, excuse me, John 286. Yo, dumbass. I don't think you have you seen my show? You know how many hits I get? But let me check your numbers. 0. Roland is hilarious. And he made me. You know what he made me do?
Yeah.
He trapped me into doing Shannon Sharp because he knows Shannon.
Okay.
So I'm doing Roland's show, and Roland's like, Godfrey, I got my friend for a long time, Shannon Sharp. Shannon. And he goes, hey, what's up, Roland? What's up, Roland? I was like, oh, fuck. And he goes, I got my friend Godfrey. He goes, oh, I know who he is. He goes, hey, Godfrey, can you do a little bit of Shannon? I go, oh, fuck, man. Shannon Sharp, that motherfucker will whoop my ass. Are you and then I did him. I was like, yeah, listen, let me tell you something, Skip. I'm going to tell you, Skip. So I'm doing this whole. And Shannon goes, you know, Shannon's like, I used to get mad, but now that means it's a compliment. That means I'm famous.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, Shannon, that means you're fucking known, bro. You know what I mean? But someone said Godfrey is cool with all the coons. Okay. Godfrey's cool with it's Prince Akeem, Mike, whatever.
No, you niggas just talking shit.
I know, of course. He's cool with all the coons. Roland is my friend. Roland's my friend. But
Roland hates my guts. Roland hates
But
me.
I love that you guys are first of all you motherfuckers are funny. The Umar Johnson shit.
Oh God.
You know I think I could do Umar.
Do Umar.
He go like this. I'm the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I'm gonna be there. Like I said, I'm gonna be there. Philadelphia. That's Philadelphia. I'm gonna say it again. That's Philadelphia. I am the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I'm telling you, I don't want no coons. I just need that money. If you guys don't,
you gotta do the yelling. With Umar, it's all about the yell.
It's the yell. He goes.
Some of these boys are not gonna make it. It's the yelling and the snippet.
He goes, okay. He goes, do you know that? Do you know that in 1976, you know the reason why the black woman couldn't? You don't know why? The reason is because exactly they put a law in 1965. They put in a no clause law. Oh yeah, that motherfucker.
Some of these boys are not going to make it. All of these gangbangers. Some of these gangbangers are going to have to be put to sleep. For good.
I like watching you. I watch him. I mean, I wish everybody would just stop fighting amongst each other. You motherfuckers.
I know.
You guys should not be. It's stupid because you guys have a purpose. You have a purpose. He has a purpose. You all have a purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? And I stole Dr. Umar Johnson's way of selling shit because I do Umar Johnson. I go, I'm going to be at Nowhere Comedy Club, all right, December 30th. December 30th, 9 p.m. December 30th, 9 p.m. December 30th, 9 p.m. Nowhere Comedy Club, nowherecomedyclub.com. And I'm telling the truth right now. December 30th is a virtual comedy show. You guys should be buying your tickets right now. $15 and $25 tickets are left. $15, $25. The $10 early bird specials are all sold out. So December 30th, everybody. December 30th, 9 p.m. Eastern, Nowhere Comedy. See, I took that from
December 30th. Somebody said, they keep saying, do a Tariq impression.
Tariq? Oh,
Yeah,
Tariq, nice to you. I'm thinking Tariq from the Black Thought. No. No. Your butter biscuit shit, I be dying, dude. Oh, your shit be so funny, man. I be
man, these folks, these coons are hilarious out here, man. They're hilarious.
Who else is cooning? When Eva Longoria said what she said, her dumbass, then Kerry Washington come. Oh.
Yeah, and Kerry Washington tried to cape for her. That was despicable. You know, they disrespect us anytime they get. That was very disrespectful for her to try to undermine black women like that. Eva Longoria, you know. Anyway, man, but where can people find you, brother? Where can people find?
People can find. I'm gonna get off this so I can do my little damn late shit. You can find me on my Instagram, comedian Godfrey, and also my podcast is in Godfrey We Trust on the Gas Digital Network. So if you're ever in New York, dude, you know, you got to come through that bitch. So yeah, my podcast is in Godfrey We Trust on Gas Digital Network Tuesdays and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. You guys subscribe with the promo code Godfrey. You get 2 weeks for free. Just fucking subscribe to the shit. And I'm going to say this again. I'm going to be, hopefully, I don't know if they're going to shut it down, but I'm in Cincinnati, Funny Bone coming up in December 11th through the 13th. Also, I'm in Toledo Funny Bone, the Toledo Funny Bone in Ohio, December 18th to the 20th. And Nowhere Comedy Club, December 30th. 9 p.m. So go to it's a virtual comedy show, so you don't have to go anywhere. It's in the comfort of your own home. I'm doing comedy from my house. So it's December 30th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Go buy tickets right now. Also, Cleveland. I'm doing New Year's in Cleveland. Cleveland Improv this December 31st to January 2nd. So boom, 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 bam, bam, bam.
My dude, man, such a pleasure, brother.
Pleasure, man. This was fun as shit, yo.
My man. We got to do it again pretty soon, man.
Hell yeah.
Put up again.
Hell yeah.
No doubt.
Peace,
All right, bro. You be good, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's our brother Godfrey, my man. That's very good.